We all knew her. We saw what she was doing. I don't even know the name of this young lady who is SAMDGs because she's not being seen. And if you're not seen, it is not enough for you to tell me you are working behind the scenes. Because you are a public officer, you must be transparent and as
you establish your point that it must reshuffle is. I mean, those are some of your points that you've made. That it must reshuffle is cabinet fast.
If he wants to get better.
Okay.
Better results.
You talked about the fact that this is a man who was popular prior to 2011. Everybody, you know, we're all out. He got a popular vote and all of that. Barrister Obani, yes. From all, where is this popularity? Where has he gone to? Because this is a man who has almost lost it with the legislator, who has almost lost it with even governors who are so-called the leaders in the party. This was a man whom everybody say is being divinely put in that particular position. In 2011, a lot of people said that. Where do you think all the popularity went to?
Yeah, Nigerians wanted a break from the, call it probably the Hausa, Fulani hegemony, the military mentality, and they saw in President Jonathan then, a humble man. Remember, he told us he had no shoe. A lot of things he did say that really endeared him to the people. We just finished with Obasanjo that was very aggressive, a lot of autocratic, very autocratic in some of his decisions, and doesn't, he said he doesn't even take advice. You can be an advisor to him, but he doesn't need to take your advice. So people needed a break, and they saw a man that was very humble, a man that probably could effect some changes. More so, many came out forcefully and made a promise. Look, give me 4 years, I'm going to transform Nigeria. I heard him clearly that he needed it. But there are those of us also who felt, look, yeah, he was the deputy governor. What are his antecedents? Okay, governor. What did he do? Okay, vice president, acting president, because I, as a person, spoke glowingly about him becoming the acting president of this nation when the former president was very sick. I said, this man's supposed to step in. I was being called names on radio. I was being called names on television concerning President Jonathan becoming the acting president. And because it was a constitutional issue, it should be. And when the man eventually died, he became the president. What did they do within that 1 year? So that was my own argument. That Nigeria needed somebody that will employ a different tool. Because we are so many in this country, with so many tribes in the country, so it needs a modern tool of governance that can change the face of governance in this country and begin to make sure that you get dividends of within a short possible time, not 15 years. Within 4 years, you can effect it, even within a year. I mean, the Igbo said that the morning determines the day. If you wake up in the morning and you see how bright you wake up, how you are this and all that, it can determine your day. Within 1 year, you can begin to give a direction of your governance. So we now announce, people say, look, let's give him a chance. He may change the course of event in this nation, because with his idea as a PhD holder, this is the first time a PhD holder was contesting an election in this country. He had such goodwill.
Do you think that
now that goodwill has been lost? Unfortunately. I don't know how he's going to regain it. Because he came to NBA and said that he has been the most criticized. But before he leaves, he will be the most praised. I'm looking forward to see something that is tangible, that this man can, even as simple as light, as basic as light. If this man can make us laugh, even 8 hours uninterrupted.
Hasn't that power improved?
I have not seen any. Because it does improve today. By the next week, you won't have any light in your own environment. I work in an Ikeja office where every day I don't have any light. I live in an environment where every day, sometimes it's only 2 or 3 hours. There won't be any light again because the transformer is bad. Maybe. And I'm entitled to have my meter. They told us that meter is supposed to be free. I don't know how many of you have meter in this country. Now you apply for meter, they tell you can't get any meter again. And it was supposed to be, free, or even for money. And now I'm applied. I have money with me to pay. They say they can't give me any meter and all that. So what kind of country is this? So I want something that is very basic as to the issue of this infrastructure, light. What structure are you setting in place? Is the private investors coming? Who are they coming? No, the way we did it with telephone. Today, I don't need to follow any NEPA man, any United man to go and beg him to restore my line, because I have MTN, I have Airtel, I have Etisalat. I have all these ones. So I said this is what it's supposed to do with the issue of light. Bring in investors. Don't sell our energy to IBB. Don't sell it to the former president of this country. The same people that have ruled the country. You are selling power to them.
All right, but let me allow Comrade Tijani coming in. Do you agree that President Jonathan has lost that goodwill that he received widely in 2011?
Of course. And if you push me further, I will even tell you that he never even had any.
Really?
Why? Because, you see, anybody who wants to be the president of any country must have had his homework before he embarked on that journey.
But there was a
what I'm trying to tell you here is...
There was a transformation agenda, isn't it?
Leave that alone. Transformation agenda came through the window.
What do you mean by through the window?
Tell me the last president in this country or head of state who had a chart whereby he has marked out what he intends to do because he knows that Nigeria needed it to move forward. Remember, this country has no ideology. There is no program to move the country forward in any direction. Now you see that if you are looking for somebody who has gone through the educational structure, now they were talking about him having the PhD. You would have thought that with the way Jonathan came up through the struggles, he was a beneficiary of the struggles. Now, all hopes were on him simply because those who were clamoring for better or good governance in this country went for him for just a singular belief that in him lies a hope, because he identified with what the spirit of struggle is all about. Now I'm telling you, no president in this country can tell you that when he came to office, he has a program. Because you see, in this country, if you don't learn to do the things you have to do, then you will not make it. Because now you have...
Comrade Tijani, I'm sorry to cut you, but you have to hold that thought. We go for a quick commercial break, and when we return, I still have my panelists here, and we're still looking at the issue of the 2015 presidency and why the much talk about that issue, which is just several months away. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Oh, Mama! Grandma!
Hey, how are you?
Yes, Grandma, what we're eating tonight?
Indomie!
Yeah! Did Mommy also enjoy Indomie when she was like me?
Yes, she did. Just say to everything I say. When your mama's small, she no give me rest. Till she chop Indomie. Now so she go there dance. They rub belly lick mouth. Indomie noodles. Sweet Indomie noodles. Sweet Indomie noodles.
There's no noodles like Indomie noodles. That's why generations of caring mothers trust Indomie.
Super Pack available at 60 Naira only.
Indomie noodles, tasty nutrition, good for you.
Thank you for staying with us on Politics Today on Channels Television. If you're just joining us, it's the 2015 presidency that has taken our focus this evening. And I have some guests here in the studio, Barrister Ubani, Comrade Tijani, and Mr. Tony Uranta. We've been talking about, looking at all the angles as why are people talking about 2015 when we're still in 2013. Comrade Tijani, just before we went on that break, you were saying something, but I would like to take you on the issue. There are a lot of clamoring in the North at the moment about the fact that power must return to the North. Well, we cannot really blame it to anybody because the PDP in the ruling party, the issue of zoning has been a predominant issue to determine who flags their who bears a flag. But I would like to take a quote from the governor of Niger State, Babangida Aliyu. Sometimes he said these, and a lot of reactions have trailed this particular statement, which a lot of people said that this will generate a lot of reactions. Well, he said, I recall that at the time he was going to declare for the 2011 election, that is